Yo guys, what is going on? JPS back for another video, and today we're going to be reacting to a day in the life of an NHS physiotherapist. Now, about a week ago, I reacted to an American's first experience with the NHS, and that was a really interesting video. I reacted to a couple other videos of the NHS in the past, but nothing like this. I've never, like the last video I reacted to, the one with the American, that was like the first up close, experience oriented thing. The other were just, news and videos like that with just general information. This is kind of like a person from the inside is giving you a perspective that you really can't get from just, stock media and B-roll and basic narration, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, here we are. I'm not even going to say anything. I'm going to comment at the end because probably have a lot to say, but let's get it. Subscribe, like, and check out the Patreon in the description. Let's get it.
Hiya, my name's Gemma. I'm one of the Band 5 rotational physiotherapists here at Lancashire Teaching Hospitals, and I'm just going to show you a bit about my day, give you some insight into what we do as physiotherapists. So the easiest way to identify a physio is white tunic, navy trim, and also navy trousers as well. So the best way to recognise a physio is white tunic, navy trim and navy
Didn't she just say that?
So it's 8:30 now, so we've come in, printed off the handover from the ward, and we'll just all have a catch up together. We'll go through each of the patients and triage them and see who needs to be seen by who. A lot of the time in stroke we do a lot of integrated therapist assessments, so that means they'll be seen by a physio and an occupational therapist at the same time, so it means that we get the most out of our assessment and also the patient gets the most out of it as well. And this is the same for when we do treatments as well. Hi, it's 9 o'clock now, so it means we're going to come in for a board round. This is where everybody would normally be sat. So board round consists of 2 consultants, a physio or an OT, somebody from speech and language, and then the sister in charge. So it's just a good chance for us to kind of catch up, see where patients are up to medically, see where they're up to therapy wise, and kind of make discharge plans. And then we also have this again after ward round at 12 o'clock, and again just rediscussing patients, what we found and what the plans are.
Woo! That's quite the itinerary there. How much do these people get paid?
And again, just rediscussing patients, what
I'm sweating just hearing that.
Plans are.
Seriously.
I'm just going to demonstrate some hand stimulation. We use this a lot on stroke because we're increasing the sensation, and ideally, if you put in more in, you'll get more out. So more input, more sensory input, hopefully means more motor output.
Hand massage. I need one of those.
Hi guys, it's 11 o'clock. I've just finished with a new stroke patient that I went to see with my lovely OT colleague.
I see they got
the patient is new to the ward, so it involved reviewing the notes, checking the CT scan to see whereabouts they've had the stroke, and it gives you a better idea of what they may be presenting.
Hold on. If somebody had a stroke in the US and they had to go through rehab, okay, I hope you have a lot of money saved up. That's all I'm going to say.
And it gives you a better idea of what they may be presenting with. So not only are we looking at the function, so how the limbs are moving, how strong they are, but we're also looking at more subtle things like mood, cognition, and also just the general bigger picture of the patient. I think it can be quite easy to rush initial assessments, but what is important to remember is they've come into hospital, they've had a big event such as a stroke, which sometimes can be life-changing, so they need to have that time to process it. And I think just educating the patient on what's happened, do they understand they've come in with a stroke and what the effects of this may be. Sometimes we offer lifestyle advice as well.
They do everything.
In smoking and encouraging kind of an active lifestyle. After doing an initial assessment of a patient, we need to start thinking about maybe looking at discharge planning. we've got a few options in terms of discharging, but specifically on the stroke pathway, we can send people to Rockwood B at Chorley Hospital, which is a stroke rehab ward. So it means that patients can carry on with rehab, carry on with the physio, OT and speech and language goals until they reach a long-term goal, such as going home or whatever that may be.
I hope none of us ever have a stroke.
Yeah, it's Gemma Colley from Ward 21. I'm just wanting to hand over a patient.
Dana.
12:30, best time of the day. Lunchtime.
What are they going to eat? What's the...
So this is the full PPE that we've got to wear
we can't.
when seeing COVID positive patients. As you can see with the masks and the visors on, it is quite hard to not only communicate with staff but also patients. But we do our best.
Wow, I'm telling you, the NHS is different. Physios seeing COVID positive patients. If someone was positive for COVID in the US, especially in my area, get away from me.
Patients, but we do our best. So I'm just about to go and see a COVID positive patient for chest physio involves doing an aerosol generator procedure. This is the full...
She's not getting COVID with all that on. No way. Oh, I just said the word.
Hi guys, come on in. So this is one of our curtain chairs that we use for stroke patients that are generally quite low level. It's got a lot of extra support, so if patients have got poor sitting balance and a lot of postural instability, we can use this. It's important to encourage patients to get out of bed, even if we're hoisting them, because it's good for the chest, good for clearance, and it can increase alertness and stimulate kind of them to look around the room, and good for the cognition as well. So it's good for both physios and OTs.
Facts.
So patients can be positioned like this in the chair, or this.
What is she?
So pretty basic, but this is what we use for scaffolding. So if somebody is lacking a bit of support,
Fred Dibna, scaffolding?
We can help pop it into the side and keep a nice midline alignment for patients. Just finished with a patient who's come in with mild left-sided weakness, no visual deficit, no cognitive deficit, just purely a weakness issue as such. So we've assessed him, and what the important thing is to assess is in function really. So we start out by assessing them laid on the bed, so they'd be laid flat on the bed. Then we bring them to be sat on the edge of the bed, and then we complete a sit to stand and then see how he is on his two legs. And that way it gives us a better idea of how they are on the feet and in day-to-day tasks.
Awesome.
Once somebody's up and walking, we can properly have a look at the gait, so how they're actually walking. We can break that down, look at the shoulders, look at the hips, look at the foot, and just check that they have such a normal gait pattern. And
damn, they do
everything.
I'm not even
Walking can highlight issues that we might not necessarily see on the bed. And then following that as well, if appropriate, we can take a patient on the stairs, which can highlight sometimes even more instability or even more weakness. Occasionally on stroke, we have patients that come in and due to a poor swallow, they end up aspirating. So it means like a bit of food or something can go down into the lung, which can cause a condition called aspiration pneumonia. So that means that not only we want to like look at movement and things, we also need to provide chest physiotherapy for them. So treating somebody with a condition such as aspiration pneumonia requires chest physio. So we go in, have a look at the oxygen saturation, see how much oxygen they're on. We'd have a listen to the chest, just see where there's any areas where they might have phlegm or they might have wheeze, and then generally we'd be seeing the patient on the bed, so we could look at doing more gentle kind of techniques at first, so getting them into side lying to aid secretion clearance. We could also do manual techniques, so percussions, bibs, all to kind of encourage the secretions to be expectorated or coughed. So this is just what we call a yank suction. So this is generally used to help stimulate a cough and also clear oral secretions from the mouth and the back of the throat. If there's concerns about a patient maintaining their own airway, we've got two methods of securing an airway. So first one is a Goodell, which goes in oropharyngally. So you just pop it into the mouth, twist it round,
Ooh.
and it's in. You've got a secure airway into the
That
throat.
just looks painful.
Secondly, we've got a nasopharyngeal airway, so
Ugh.
an NP airway, which we just slide up into
Makes
the
me
nose,
want to cough.
and then we've got a secure airway via the nose. Following insertion of an airway, we could then put a suction catheter down, which goes right down into lungs. We do this via an aseptic technique, which can help stimulate a cough and aid further secretion clearance. So, as you can see, they're quite long and flexible as well, so it's good for getting right down to nooks and crannies.
Yeah, say that again.
Not to miss out, of course, doing notes. So we have to write notes after every single patient contact. It helps keep a record of what we've done. We can put in, obviously, our objectives, what we'd like to do with the patient next time, and also treatment plans as well. It means we've got a consistent record and a record for other members of the MDT to access, so doctors, nurses can see kind of what we've asked for, what we've done with the patient, and it's all recorded online.
Sheesh. Yo, I think I'm actually sweating. First of all, before we even get into the comments, I'm actually sweating right now because it's 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, which, if you don't know, that's like what the weather is in July in the UK and in the US. Like, it's so hot. Anyways, first comment. Crazy how good, like, the NHS is, and just the advancement of all the treatment. Like, all that is free? Is that what you're telling me? And also, another question, I asked that earlier, how much does she get paid, or do people, like physios in the NHS, get paid? I know someone knows the answer, so comment it down below. But guys, that's just crazy, because like I was saying, it literally costs money just for an ambulance ride in the United States. So if you had a stroke, you got to pay for the ambulance ride, you got to pay for everything, literally all the rehab, being in the hospital. I don't know, like, it's crazy. Oh man. But yeah, that was a really cool look into the day in the life of a physio in the NHS. I guess no one calls them physios. We call them physical therapists in the US, but I guess in the UK they're called physios. But yeah, guys, also, I want to say this. Comment some videos you'd like me to check out down below. Not necessarily related to the NHS, but just anything in general, and I'll check them out. And one last note. We just hit 6K, but we're growing like crazy. So I just made the 5K subscriber special like 2 weeks ago, and now we're at 6K. It's crazy. So shout out to you for all the support. Hit the like button, subscribe, check out the Patreon link in description, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.